Since we just learned that we can dissolve different amount of a solute in a given solvent at different temperatures, there ought to be a way to quantify the amount of a solute we have in a solution, and we call that measuring the concentration of a solute. So concentration is the amount of solute dissolved in a given amount of solvent. The reason why we need to know that in chemistry is concentration also influences other properties of the solution. Physical properties such as melting and boiling points, and chemical properties such as solution reactivity. So how exactly do we quantify the amount of solute we have in a solution? Well, we are going to look at few ways, but in this video we are going to talk about two very similar ways, and one of them is by mass by volume percent. Mass by volume percent. What that stands for is the amount of solute in grams divided by the total volume of the solution multiplied by 100%. So here we take the mass of the solute and we take the volume of the solution. So when do we use this particular form of this equation to find the concentration? We use this when our solution is a liquid solution, because liquids can have mass, liquids have volumes which can be measured quite easily. And why would we want to express the amount of our solute in grams, and why not take the volume of a solute? Well, generally speaking, if we are measuring the grams of a solute, then it's easy to measure the grams of the solute. That's why we are doing this. And that would be the case when our solute is some solid, such as dissolving sodium chloride in water or sugar in water. Finding out the volume of pure sugar or pure sodium chloride is very difficult, if not impossible. What we instead do is we measure the mass on the analytical balance, and we know the mass, and then we add that solute to our solution and see what's the total volume after the solution has been made. And then multiplying the amount of grams of the solute by the volume gives us and further multiplying it by 100 gives us the percent concentration by mass volume. The other method of doing this, finding the concentration, is mass by mass. In that case, we have the grams of the solute and the grams of the solution. A situation where that would be applicable would be when we have two solids and we are, for example, making an alloy. Let's say we make an alloy using carbon and iron to make steel. Well, how many grams of carbon have we taken and how many grams of iron have we taken? The grams of iron plus the grams of carbon would go in the denominator as the total grams of the solution, while the grams of the solute, if it is carbon, if we have less amount of carbon, then carbon is the solute. That divided by the total grams times 100 gives us mass by percent concentration. So in the next video, we will look at examples of both of these situations and see how we can solve problems to find the concentration of our solution, or if we have the concentration of the solution, can we find out how many grams of solute was in there to begin with.